This is the Dow Jones Transportations. What's important about the transportations? Many, many things, because they're a great gauge of the economy. And here are the players involved in the DJT. JB Hunt once again is in here. You got that FedEx in here. You got that CSX there. Not only that, you got UPS down here, and a lot of people like that. We're going to see how UPS fares, just in case they end up closing down all of our postal services in the U.S., because the U.S. Postal Service is, I don't know, $5-6 billion in debt or something like that. How would these names benefit? How is FedEx going to benefit in here? And why are they good to buy at times and short at times? That's on an intraday market maker level. However, these are going to be the names. And there are some leadership names in here. And the old-fashioned FedEx and the old-fashioned UPS, let me buy for the yield, that certainly can be in play. And not only that, when we start looking at some of the airlines that are also part of transportation, is how many people are they packing around the country? If they're packing a lot, well, then that means that the consumer is holding up in the consumer spending area and the lower growth contraction environment in calendar year September 2011. Today's date happens to be 9/17. And moving forward into the October earnings season, is they're going to report, and then they're going to guide forward. And one of the things, some of these airline ones, we're going to be watching that sector for the ones that do have international flights, is, you know, where are the earnings coming from? Is the U.S. getting more weighted in its earnings model versus emerging market earnings, international earnings model? And is there a slowdown in various different countries that we do business with? Because if we do, then FedEx and UPS, if they get a lot of business outside of the U.S., and we're looking to see in their reports if there's contraction there or not. The things that are happening in Ireland and Portugal and Italy and Greece and various other places, such as Germany, let's not forget about them. They're going to be a big decision maker. They're meeting over the weekend. Mr. Geithner is there with them. However, in Poland, that is. But however, not everyone wants to listen to what the U.S. has to say. In fact, they say more along the lines, hey, why don't you go learn how to run your own country? And so there was some conflicting issues. How it ends up being resolved will be that they're going to have to do something for the banking system. And a classical U.S. TARP plan, what a joke that was. So let's get back. So they'll incorporate our failures here in the U.S., and I'm not sure that they want to go down that road. That will be entirely up to their decisions. However, if there is a resolution and the catastrophic fear does come off, well, then you would have rallies in markets. But here's the Dow Transports. They lead rallies. You can see the volatility in the weekly sells when all of those names were selling off that I just showed you. It's those names there that populate this weekly index. You're above the 200 week. You've maintained a closing 3 weeks above it within the actual volatility here of this bottoming process. And we had the great rally up. We came right back down, but we hooked it right here. Yeah, we undercut the low right here of the previous low, but immediately it got right back above there, and on a daily level, the transports were breaking out. This is a 2011 weekly yearly trend, and basically the weighting of it right now will be based on what the fundamentals going into October earnings season is all about. That's going to be a resistance area. However, the 100-week moving average is right now at that key level, and it's slightly closed above it on a weekly level. However, let us not forget that the weekly movement in the Dow Jones Transportation was related to a triple witch, quadruple witching in the options market. And the big 5-day breakout, remember, we have not taken out the high here. Kind of like the NASDAQ one we looked at, NASDAQ Transportations. Dow Transport will have to lead in order for the upper end of resistance levels and the key major indexes that they're associated with. For them to get moving higher, they're going to have to be breaking these names out higher. And they're going to have to believe in that October 2011 reporting session. People are chasing performance. They're underperforming the index. They're underperforming the S&P. The risk on trade is here. You can see it in a triple witch. You can see how the balancing was. This trend right here, right now, has to close up above the 10-week. But because of the 10-week is going down and keeps going down in value, the upper end of these price resistances right up here, they have to go through there with heavy buying within the NASDAQ Transportation, the major stocks, the leaders in here. They've got to be breaking out to all-time highs to break this back above that 10-week moving average that's at 47.43. That's it, 47.43.17, downright. So that's going to be the next resistance. But this 100-week right here at 4638.23 is going to be the key, because you closed. The high was 46.92, and that was 46.38. I'm sorry, 46.38.23 is that this line right here, yellow one, 100-week, and that's a major between 100-week, and you're consolidating in here with the bottom upside. What that triple witch expiration is, that they're chasing and they're putting that risk on, and they're buying certain names in there. They've underperformed for the year. It will show up. This is going to be the next resistance major area right up here. We'll see how it responds to this bottom and this top action right over here. And it's related, and benchmark MMTs as part of your apprenticeship learning is what we're doing in the middle of September, going in to a major October 2011, October 11, 2011, and how these companies are going to report. But the most important thing is, how do I break out? And if I break out, then the rest of the markets are going to break with it higher.